Hey YouTubers, Rob here with a look at one of the entries in this year's RGCD C64 cartridge compo. It's a competition they run yearly where some really talented C64 developers try to put little games together. The limit being they've got to fit on a 16K cartridge. The games that came out, they released them overnight, well, at least from my perspective at the time of recording. And I decided to dive in and have a play. This one was the first of them that kind of really grabbed my attention. This is Kobo64, which is based on an open source game called Kobo Deluxe. I'll actually link that below so you can sort of see how it compares. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the author's name because I'm probably going to get it hilariously wrong. But it is a little overhead shooter that's somewhat, if I understand correctly, inspired by a Bosconian. Namco's a classic shooter. It's actually done really well, so we'll dive in. Not much to say in terms of the title screen. I think there's not much there to sort of save cartridge space. So we'll dive in. Go from the start. Controls are pretty simple with the joystick. Standard 8-way movement, fire to shoot, and you can make that automatic. And the basic objective is to fly through these levels, take out the space stations. You shoot these ends to sort of expose the core. And once you expose the core, you can take it out and you destroy all the stations to move on to the next stage. Sort of see the UI is on the right panel, right side of the screen. You can see yourself as a grey dot, and then there are those grey mazes representing each of the stations you need to destroy. And then you've got an energy bar down the bottom along with remaining lives and current level number. I mean, I think there's not an insane amount to talk about in terms of the game. It's actually really nice to control. Some really fluid graphics, sprite and character graphics. Audio is just basic sound effects, which I think for the kind of small game that this is works really well. Much less distracting to have just the sound effects than some pumping music as well, but I don't think that's a problem. So the idea is you just go through, take these out. The levels get harder. You'll find on later levels there'll be endpoints that you can't actually destroy. They're marked red, and there'll even be obstacles like asteroids and whatnot that are in the level that you also have to avoid. So it might look fairly easy and fairly sedate to start with. It actually does get pretty hectic later on where you try to deal with all those levels. So here we are, we've got the asteroids now, and so you can't actually destroy that, so you've got to avoid them. So it becomes a challenge, just sort of some very nice joystick controlling to keep out of their way. And as I said, the controls handle really good here. You can sort of see, now if this space station, that red end point, you can't actually destroy, so you have to sort of maneuver around a little better and take out. Take everything out without being caught. So this is one of those games, like, compared to the actual conversion of Bosconian that was done, which is not that good, this is really well put together. I mean, I think you've got to give some... Oops. There we are. That's one of the downsides. Obstacles are insta-kill. If you get shot by the fire coming from the core, you'll lose shield energy. But if you collide with the walls or these asteroids, you end up losing a life. But yeah, compared to the official conversion, this is a lot more smoother, a lot nicer to control, and you've got a decent amount of viewing area. Even though it doesn't take the whole screen, it feels like you've got more space to fight in. So all in up, I think for what you get conversion-wise, I think it's put together incredibly well. So you have to admit, it's getting nice and challenging now, just having to dodge those swarms of fire. Almost a bit bullet hell-esque, which I really think adds to it. Yeah, you're sort of weaving in and out, lining up, taking a shot. Ooh. Ooh. So one of the things you could set up when starting the game was the map size. So I've just played with the small maps. I had a game earlier with the large maps, and that tends to introduce more stations you need to destroy in each level as well. So it gets a little more hectic like that. Which is a nice change for the challenge to increase the challenge later on. So see how we go, how much further we can get through. I should also mention that all the entries are free to download. I'll link the competition page, so you can actually come and download them yourself and fire them on a C64 emulator. Or oh, this is new. So now we've got missiles. They do a lot of damage as well, I'm guessing. Ugh. So many missiles. Yes! It looks like getting a new light for completing each station. Oh well. There we go, that's Kobo64. That's a really good fun little shooter. Fits, that whole theme of the cartridge combo really well. I quite enjoyed this one. Definitely one I think you should check out. I hope you enjoyed this little look at it, and I look forward to bringing you another game soon.